Hello, this is Lit Gaming. I want to make a quick video on how to quickly gear up your fresh level 85 monk. This guy just hit 85 yesterday. My goal was to get him to high level 358 so that I could queue for normal dungeons in when Miss Pandaria Classic goes live, and that's in 1 week and 2 days, so 9 days away. So not a lot of time to get geared up without throwing some gold at it. What I did basically was I crafted these. You could purchase them on the auction house as well, or you could buy the parts that go into making them and then, look in chat to try to find somebody, or somebody in your guild if you have a guild, to craft them for you. There's a quest when you first hit level 85 that if you go to the right place here. Go to where all the portals are. And Farseer, I can't remember his name, he will have a quest that he gives you that sends you off to Mount Hyjal. Farseer Krogar. And you get a quest from Thrall, and then you go through a bunch of really just kill quests that takes about a half hour, maybe 20 minutes to a half hour, depending on how quick you kill stuff. And then you get a 365 cloak at the end. There's 2 strength, 1 caster, and 1 agility. So there's one for everybody that needs one. So in addition to the PvP gear, which I got 6 pieces of, I got the 2 pieces of Justice Point gear. I got a bracer and boots. And the boots I got the 397.
Yeah, what do you want?
And if you go to the auction house and search for these right now, you'll see that I could have gotten these are the actual boots that I got. But I could have, on the bracers, on the wrist piece, I got the 378 pieces right here, and I could have gotten the 397 for actually less gold, which I probably should have, but I saw that these had expertise on them, and I was having trouble hitting my expertise, not even near the cap, but just getting it so I wouldn't be missing level 85 enemies. So I went for these, but I would suggest going with the 397 pieces, which actually do cost 28 gold less. So at the auction house, if you put the filter, if you want to search for the PvP gear, I just go leather, search, and there's Vicious Wormhide, and that's the caster PvP gear, and Vicious Leather, that's 377 agility gear. So there's the 8 pieces of PvP gear, and of course your bracers and boots. I went with the Justice Point gear. So that takes care of getting most of the way to 358. The other thing that I did was I have a blacksmith and I crafted this weapon. I wanted to go through one thing here. As you can see, these vary from 200 to almost 500 gold on the auction house. I'll show you. I'm going to switch over to my leather worker and show you why that's kind of silly that they vary that much. Because they all take the same 10 pieces of heavy savage leather to craft. So So the chest is 10 pieces of Heavy Savage and 10 of Volatile Life. The gloves are 10 and 10 of Fire. Helm is 10 and 10 of Water. Legs back to life. Boots we didn't get. Belt, water. Shoulders, fire. So the real difference here is some of them are going to take 10 pieces of this, which is 61. Some are going to take 10 pieces of life, which is only 7 gold. And some are going to take 10 pieces of water, which is the same as fire. And then they all are going to take 10 pieces of this, which is really cheap right now. So, but if you look at what it actually costs to make them, they're all the same. There might be an extra 50 gold that you pay for this, but go back to here. I think what it might be a good strategy is to just buy all these, because if you look at this one, oops, did I actually buy one of those? Looks like I did. That cost about, let's see, go to the belt. To craft 197, there's actually good profit in that one. But if you look at like the legs, it's only 72 gold profit, 46 gold profit. The boots are actually selling at a loss right now. It costs more to buy the materials than it does to buy the boots off the auction house. So if I didn't have a crafter, what I would do is go and buy all the cheap ones here. I'd say maybe with the shoulders and the belt, I would just buy the materials off the auction house and see if I could find someone to craft them for me. So, not terribly expensive, but not typically free. And then the other thing that I did this guy was I needed a little bit more item level to get to 358. If you go look on the auction house, you'll find that trinkets are very expensive, rings are very expensive, and necklaces are, I think necklaces might just be miscellaneous neck. Yeah, if you're a tank, you can get a decent 378 neck. Ace Mastery, Strength, so you're up to 1,000. Now you get down here and you're into several thousand for 359 stuff, which isn't even going to help you that much. I think rings, 358 is the highest in the PvP gear. I don't know why they didn't go to 377 in PvP gear for the accessories, but they didn't. And then these get very expensive. Trinkets are going to be the crafted 359 stuff, but again, they're hard to make. Wow. A 333 trinket for 1,000 gold. Doesn't help get you very close to
the pleasure was all mine.
358. So what I did is I went and opened up the daily questing area, the Firelands daily questing area in Mount Hyjal, and it starts here. And I don't think there's all kinds of 365 gear that you can get. You can get a trinket, actually a decent trinket. And get gloves. You can get a really nice necklace, I believe. But that takes doing the daily grind for like over a month. And we've only got 9 days to go. So what I did is I just went out there and opened up the questing zone. And I think it took maybe 20-25 minutes. Not terribly long. And then you're at the right here, Mount Hygel, Sanctuary of Mahorn. And once you get things opened up, initially opened up, you'll go in here and you have a boss to kill where you have to watch your feet, not stand in the fire. But you get the boss killed, and then Malfurion slowly, like slow walks into this little cave here, and you turn in a quest to him, and he gives you 2 more quests to turn in 125 of these marks of the world tree, which you get by doing world quests. But he also opens up this vendor. This vendor sells an agility ring, caster neck, and a strength neck. So I bought just the agility ring, and that got me really close on my monk to 358, but it didn't quite get me there. And so I bought the strength necklace. And that's not equipped, it's just sitting in my inventory. But that puts me exactly at 358. So I can queue on launch day a week from Tuesday. I'll be able to queue for normal dungeons in the Mist Pandaria Classic. And the reason for that is, and I've said this in other videos, the questing in Mist Pandaria is 100% linear. You get quest number 1, and you can't do anything else until you finish quest number 1. And then you get quest number 2 and 3. And you can't do anything until you finish those. There's no skipping ahead. And obviously on launch day, it can get very busy, and probably will get very busy. And you've got a vendor. Maybe I can show. Oh, no, I'm not going to jump on there. There's a vendor that sells, was it 374 gear or something like that? And you see, you start questing here. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 10 or so quests here. And then you've got another 10 or so here. And then you get to the first little really concentrated quest hub in a cave here somewhere, where you do 5, 6, 7, 8 more. And then you get to the point where I got hung up for like 6 hours on launch day back in 2012. And unsubbed and went and played other MMOs for a year and a half. And eventually when you get to Broken Hill, there's a vendor, and I've got a video out on it, that will sell you this 370 something gear for really cheap. And then you're guaranteed, to be able to queue for normal dungeons. But it might take you 30 hours to get there, depending on how conscientious Blizzard is about firing off lots of shards so that you're not competing with hundreds of other people for the same quest items. And I can tell you, in 2012 they didn't fire up any shards, and you were competing with hundreds and hundreds of people for the quest items. So my advice is get yourself up to 358 before launch, so that if things go bad with the questing, you can queue for normal dungeons and at least progress that way. And to give you an idea what you're up against here. Here is, if you just buy the vicious leather pieces off the auction house, there's the 6 pieces, and Then you buy the rooftop grip toes and the bracers and manifold pockets off the auction house, and that's $29.28, so $3,000. If you just buy all the parts, so there's 20 fire, 20 water, 20 life, and 60 of the leather. And then again buy the boots and bracers, and that's $2,100. So if you can find somebody to craft this stuff for you and maybe give them a couple hundred gold tip, probably worth your while. And then the other option is you could buy the PvP gear and then just start queuing for heroic dungeons, and they give you quite a bit of justice points. It's pretty easy to stack them up. This guy is not geared 369, maybe a little more than some of the others that I have. But you go to the Valor Quartermaster, and we're looking at monks, so we're looking at leather. I think it's the next page. Yeah, there's the 397 bracers that cost $1,250. 397 boots, $1,650, so 2,900 justice points to get those two pieces. Save yourself 1,100 and some gold change. So if you wanted to do it as cheaply as possible, you could buy the parts to make your PvP pieces, and then you could run heroics to get your 2,900 justice and buy these. It's very doable. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on how to quickly gear up your Fresh 85 monk. Have fun in the game. Thanks for watching.